Hello students, this is Mr. Damiani, and today we are going to be looking at the first lesson within chapter 7, so 7.1, which is located on page 357 in that Go Math workbook. One thing you're going to notice with chapter 7 here is we're going to hit a lot of vocabulary, so a lot of key terms located within our summaries. So let's take a look at the topic. Topic for today's lesson, exponents. The essential question is, how do you write and find the value of expressions involving exponents? So we are going to write expressions involving exponents, and we're going to find the value of expressions including exponents. Let's create some space here, and please follow along. You can use an exponent and a base to show repeated multiplication of the same factor. I want to underline this, repeated multiplication. When we're dealing with exponents, we're talking series of multiplication. All right. An exponent, key term, is a number that tells how many times a number called the base is used as a repeated factor. All right, so focus our attention right here, please. And you'll notice that we have 5 times 5 times 5 equals 5 to the third power. Well, the number that gets repeated here, this 3 times, repeated 3 times, is called your base, which is a 5. And then the amount of times it gets repeated is the exponent. So I see 5 is repeated 3 times. We write that as 5 to the third power. Okay? Or could also be known as 5 cubed, since it is to the third power. So in order to evaluate that, you would have to do 5 times 5 times 5. 25 times 5, 125 would be the value. All right, let's look at the unlocked problem here. The table shows the number of bonuses a player can receive in each level of a video game. Use an exponent to write the number of bonuses a player can receive in level D. All right, so here's our table. Here's your different levels, and we're going to focus on level D. Use an exponent to write 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Well, the number 3 is used as a repeated factor, which means 3 would be my base. Okay, 3 is used as a factor how many times? 4 times. So we're going to write the base and the exponent. We're going to write that as 3, which is our base, to the 4th power. So a player can receive 3 to the 4th power bonuses. I am not going to evaluate that at this time. All right, straightforward stuff there. Let's look at the try this now. Use one or more exponents to write the expression. All right, so the number blank is used as a repeated factor. Well, let's see, what is our repeated factor? That is the 7. And the 7 is used how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So we are going to write this as 7 to the 5th power, which is equivalent to 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. All right, go ahead and take a look at part B here. Part B is a little bit different. You'll notice that we have some different values within our expression here. So I have 6 times 6 times 8 times 8 times 8. So we're going to treat this really as 2 different expressions with a power or an exponent. So the numbers 6 and 8 are used as repeated factors. 6 is used as a factor 2 times, like 6 to the 2nd power, or 6 squared. 8 is used as a factor 3 times, 8 cubed, 8 to the 3rd power. So if we're going to write this as a simplified expression, again, simplifying the expression down to a smaller form, we're going to write this as 6 to the 2nd power times 8 to the 3rd power. And most often what students will do for a mistake there is they'll place addition in between here. However, exponents are always a series of multiplications. So anytime we're dealing with powers, we're dealing with multiplication. So this is 6 to the 2nd power times 6 to the 3rd power is equivalent to 6 times 6 times 8 times 8 times 8. All right, let's go ahead and turn the page now to page 358. And let's take a look at our first example here. Example 1, find the value. All right, so the other expression simply, or directions wanted us to write. This one wants us to find a value or to evaluate. which means we're going to have to perform some of the multiplication. So we have a, which is 10 to the third power. Use repeated multiplication to write 10 to the third power. The repeated factor is 10, and it's going to be repeated 3 times. So we're going to write that as 10 to the third power is 10 times 10 times 10. All right, so we're just representing it using the repeated factor. So 10 times 10 times 10. Now what we have to do is actually perform the multiplication. If you look down here at step 2, it says to multiply. Multiply each pair of factors working from left to right. You can actually multiply in any order you want, but since we have the same digits, we're going to work left to right. So we're going to take care of these two first. 10 times 10, which is 100. And then we're going to multiply it by that 10 here, and that's going to give us an answer of 1,000. Another shortcut for base 10 is you take 10 to the third power, you write the 1, you say how many zeros? 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3, and you'll notice that this matches the exponent. So if I have 10 to the fourth power, what I'm going to do is write a 1, and then I'm going to place 4 zeros. If I have 10 to the fifth power, I'm going to place the 1, and I'm going to put 5 zeros. Shortcut for your base 10s. All right, only works for the 10s. All right, moving on to step 2, multiply. All right, so we're going to multiply each pair of factors. Oh, sorry, ignore that. We're down here on part B. 7 to the first power. The repeated factor is 7. 7 is only repeated one time, which means, sorry if you caught the start of that announcement there, but I got it paused so you don't have to listen to all of that. So we were at 7 to the first power, repeated factor 7. 7 to the first power is repeated one time. And now, sorry, I wrote that in there. So 7 to the first power is 7. All right, let's get down to example 2 here. All right, example 2 says write 81 with an exponent by using 3 as the base. All right, so what we're going to be doing is kind of working backwards here. We're given the answer of 81, and we want to actually find what the exponent is if the base is 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to work out some guess and check here. So let's see. We're going to start with 3 to the second power. And 3 to the second power is 3 times 3, which is 9. The next part I want to do is, okay, well 9, I got to get to 81. I'm going to try 3 to the third power, which is going to be 3 times 3 times 3. Well, 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Not there yet. So let's try 3 to the fourth power. So now I have 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. All right. And what I would do here is I would group this. I'd say 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. And I'd multiply. And I get an 81. So what this means is 81 is equal to your base of 3. And how many did we have? 1, 2, 3, 4 to the fourth power. So whenever you're trying to find the exponent, you have to apply a guess and check. Do not simply take 81 and divide it by 3 to try to figure out what the exponent is. It is not 3 to the 27th power, folks. That would be 27 3s multiplied together. All right, you're talking scientific notation to represent that. So this right here is a no. You have to apply some guess and check. All right. So what I'd like everybody to do now is go ahead and turn to page 359. We have a share and show section here. I would like you to go ahead, read the directions, and answer question 1 on your own. So pause the video, answer question 1. Thanks for taking the time to pause the video here. It says write 2 to the fourth power by using repeated multiplication, then find the value of 2 to the fourth power. So what that means is 2 to the fourth power is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And that means 4 times 4, which is 16. Should have been your final answer. All right. Now I'd like you to go ahead and pause the video and complete questions 2, 3, and 4, simply writing it using exponents. Take a look at my answers there. We have 7 to the 4th power, 5 to the 5th power, and 3 to the 2nd power times 4 to the 2nd power. All good stuff there. All right, let's continue moving down here. Go ahead and watch me take care of number 5. Find the value, 20 to the 2nd power. Writing it out in that expanded form as a product of the same factor here. That's 20 times 20. Okay, if you need to get that into the calculator, go ahead, but 2 times 2 is 4. I have 2 zeros left. That's going to give me an answer of 400. Then I'm going to take a look at number 6 here, 82 to the 1st power. Well, that's just going to be equivalent to 82. Question 7 is the one I'd like you to take care of. So this is 3 to the 5th power. And I'd like you to go ahead and try to find that answer, please. And you have your calculator available. So pause the video and complete number 7. Now you'll notice the work that I put into place here. Boom, boom. This is the work that I'd like to see completed. I want to see you write it out as a series of multiplication. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And then you can start breaking it down. Now you can use the calculator to break down your multiplication facts, but we should be good with the 9 times 9, where I grouped up these 3's here. And then brought this 3 down here. And 9 times 9, 81, times 3. You can get that into the calculator for your 243. All right, last one I'd like you to give a try to would be down here with question 9. All right, you're going to try to figure out the exponents. So use that guess and check strategy to try to figure that out. You can include this example in your summary for video lesson 7.1. Make sure that you absolutely have your key terms and you are working to write a strong question. All right, puzzle me this question. All right. Bonus stuff here. What is the answer to 6 to the 0 power? There you go. See if I can stump any of you here. So good luck with that question here. Turn that answer in on a Post-it note, small slip of paper, index card, showing your work and an explanation. And maybe Mrs. Dubé and I will have some type of reward for that. All right, so thank you. I hope you all have a great evening, and we look forward to working with this in class tomorrow. Goodbye. Goodbye.